Hello Yu-Gi-Oh family, how are we today? Good to hear. As we all know, the October 2014 ban list is out, and to celebrate that fact, I am bringing you my Shaddoll Spellbook deck profile. When we all found out that there was going to be a Shaddoll Water Fusion, everyone was thinking about the Spellbook Shaddoll deck because we can fusion our Spellbook Magician of Prophecy with a Shaddoll and get our fusion. Now we don't know what it is yet and we don't know what it's going to do, but it is going to be pretty good because Winder Construct are really good, and then with the Earth and the Fire one that are coming out, it's really good. And by the time that the Water one comes out, it should be fucking fantastic. And it got me thinking that Shaddolls and Spellbooks can work together already. So for all of you who do not know, all the Shaddolls are spellcasters. And even Winder, one of the fusions, is a spellcaster. There's no reason why a hybrid between Shaddolls and Spellbooks can't happen already. So I built it, I tested it a lot. I took it to locals the other day. I went X1. I lost game 3 to time against a Lightsworn Shaddoll player, but all in all, I'm extremely happy with how the deck did run. So I thought it was worth bringing you guys a discussion in a deck profile in case you guys wanted to run it before the Water Fusion came out. So a couple of the reasons that I really like the idea of Spellbooks and Shaddoll mixing. Shaddolls are a really solid deck. As you all know, they're tier 1 apparently at the moment, but they do have a really bad matchup against Spellbooks. Spellbooks are a really solid deck. They're maybe like tier 2 at the moment, but they have a really solid matchup against most decks. They can just fate away any problem cards, which is a really strong power push. Shaddolls have the fusions, the draw power, they have an MST that you can fuse with, they have all these tuners, which is something that Spellbooks don't have, and Spellbooks has Spellbook of Fate. Need I say more? When you mix the two, you take the good half from Shaddolls, you take the good half from Spellbooks, you have a really solid deck. The fact that Spellbook of Life can manipulate the levels of your spellcaster tuners to go into whatever synchro you want is just completely broken. If you're on Effect Veiler, you can Spellbook of Life that back, make it whatever level you want, go into any synchro you want, and the same with Falco, which you're obviously going to run anyway. So you can just banish whatever level you want to bring out Falco. Again, manipulate it into whatever level tuner you want. That's just messed up. I love that. Spellbook of Wisdom is just completely abusable in Shaddolls. You can protect your Winder, you can protect your Beast, you can protect all your cool ass fucking things. They have to deal with Fate and they have to deal with your fusions. It'll obviously be a lot better when this Water Fusion comes out, but until then, going X1 and only losing to like a kind of mirror, I'm pretty happy with this deck so far. So, onto the deck profile. For the Spellbook monsters, I run the 1 Priestess and 2 Blue Boy. The reason for 2 Blue Boy is because this deck does rely on your normal summon, so opening up with either a Blue Boy and a Mathematician isn't great. You want to open up with one or the other. First turn Blue Boy is really good. You can go into your Spellbook combos, get your Tower and your Fate live, but opening up with Mathematician to go on your Shaddoll combos is really good first turn. So 2 to keep your normal summons to a minimum is needed in my opinion. And the 1 Priestess just for spot removal to get rid of those Shaddoll problem cards. For the Shaddoll monsters, I run the 3 Shaddoll Beast. I find 3 Shaddoll Beast a must. It is the best Shaddoll. You can draw into your Spellbook power cards, you can draw into your power cards in general. And I find the minimum Shaddoll monsters in this deck is never really an issue. 3 Shaddoll Beast is still a fantastic card. I run double Shaddoll Falco. This card is the Shaddoll tuner of the deck. You can manipulate the level to go into whatever synchros you want. It special summons whatever Shaddoll you want from your graveyard, including Beast, which is why we still run the 3 Shaddoll Beast as well. Double Shaddoll Hedgehog. Shaddoll Hedgehog is an alright card. You can set it first turn if you don't open up with a Mathematician or a Blue Boy to get into your Shaddoll Fusion. And it's really good just to send with Sinister Shadow Games or Shaddoll Fusion to get into a Shaddoll that you actually want, to either send with Beast's effect if you're not sitting on many Shadolls in your hand, or just to get into a power card. Double Shaddoll Squamata. This card is pretty decent with Mathematician. You send this to send either a Falco or a Beast to either get a draw or to special summon Falco. It makes the Spellbook of Life plays really good, and it makes your 1 Soul Charge play still really strong. And the 1 Shaddoll Dragon. I find Dragon the worst Shaddoll card. It's an MST when you send it. I do run the 2nd Shaddoll Dragon in my sideboard, but you are relying on your opponent to have a spell or trap card on the field to get any use out of it. So at 1, I find it good for the main deck. And for the rest of the monsters, I'm running double Mathematician and double Effect Veiler. The reason for double Mathematician is, as I said before, this deck does rely on your normal summon, you want to open up with either a Mathematician or a Blue Boy to go into your Spellbook combo first turn or your Shaddoll combo first turn. And double effect failure to Shaddoll Fusion into Construct. It is a spellcaster tuner to manipulate with life, and this deck does not have much space to run traps, so the effect negation is really good, well played. For these spells, I'm running the 3 Spellbook of Secrets, 2 Spellbook of the Master, double Grand Spellbook Tower, 2 Spellbook of Wisdom, 2 Spellbook of Eternity, 2 Spellbook of Power. The reason that we run 2 Spellbook of Power in this deck and not the pure Spellbook deck is because in the pure Spellbook deck you are running 9 monsters most of the time. So Power is a really dead card unless you want to search it out. But since we are running a lot more Spellcaster monsters in this deck, Spellbook of Power is pretty much a Spellbook of Secrets, because Dragon, Mathematician, and Squamata are all really high attack already for a normal summon. So you can just normal summon it, make it 25, 28, or 2900 with power, and just go off onto your Spellbook combos. The 1 Spellbook of Fate and the 1 Spellbook of Life. As I said before, Spellbook of Life is an abusable card in this deck. You can change the level of all your tuners and just go into whatever synchros you want. And of course Spellbook of Fate is only to 1, so that's why we only get to run the 1 of him. Triple Shaddoll Fusion, 1 Soul Charge, and 1 Book of Moon. With Soul Charge going to 1, this deck did not suffer whatsoever. I built this deck before the ban list was released, and Soul Charge was at 3, and I still only ran the 1. It is a really good card first turn if you can go off 1 Shaddoll Fusion. You're pretty much going to win the game. But late game, you can go into Degusto Emerald with your 2 level 4s. You can go into Black Rose, you can go into Arcanite Magician. You can go into all your power plays depending on whatever the fuck you want. Book of Moon is a fantastic card, especially in a flip effect based deck. You can Book of Moon your Blue Boy, you can Book of Moon your opponent's cards, and you can Book of Moon all your Shaddolls. And for the traps, I have 1 Breakthrough Skill, I only have space for 1 trap, and 2 Sinister Shadow Games for your Shaddoll combos. Breakthrough Skill is the trap I chose to run over any of the other ones because there are a lot of cards in the form of monster effects that can fuck up Shaddolls and fuck up Spellbooks. For the extra deck, I run the double Winder and double Construct. Space is extremely tight for the extra deck, so we can only really afford to run the double of each of them. For the rank 4s, I run 1 Castell, 1 101, 1 Exciton Knight, and 1 Degusto Emerald. Big Boss Synchros, I run the Star Eater, Leo, and Bills. My boys, Scrap Dragon and Black Rose Dragon. 1 Armades, and that is meant to be an Arcanite Magician. I had a mate that was meant to come at locals and sell me his Arcanite, but he did not come, he dogged. And he lives like an hour and a half away, so I put in Librarian for the day, purely because he is a level 5 Synchro. That I can also abuse because he is a Spellcaster. But Arcanite Magician is a lot better. So that is my deck profile for Shaddoll Spellbook. If you have any questions or advice on the deck, just leave it in a comment below. As always, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I do appreciate it. Please leave a like and subscribe to show your support, and I will see you next time, guys. GG.